Hey Huber, this is Cindy Schwartz,
And Sheena Mays.
and we are here to go over the November 17th work session.
So we started off the really long evening with the city manager's report, which was pretty long.
Really, I didn't think that it was
Uh,
that. He said it was going to be long, but I
yeah,
didn't think that it was long.
that was the longest part of the evening, I think.
Well, I mean, the meeting was only an hour long, but I think we had agenda items going into S or R or S, and it's like, oh man, this is going to be a while. And then
They
it
punched
was
through them pretty quickly, so there are a few that we didn't get through so quickly, but
Yeah, I mean that's what happens when
Yeah.
there's no discussion, like in for the public.
anything in that city manager's report that you want to touch on? Because there are a couple of things that
I will let you go first, and then I'll just add my
okay.
2 cents.
They reminded us about the Citizens Academy
Mm-hmm.
that is coming up, and that if you want to enroll for that, register for that you should be taking care of that. I do think it's a good idea,
Yes.
and if that's something you're interested in learning more about how city business operates and that sort of thing, you should take part in that. It was an 8-week, 7 weeks and a celebration at the end.
Yeah.
So I was going to say party, but
Well, I mean, kind of like it's like a little like graduation.
yeah. So
party.
yeah, if I think everyone should at least take a look at that. They talked about online payment systems for the city of Huber Heights and how we're moving into this century. For someone like me, I am so thankful. I know that for people who are younger than us, they are so thankful because they can now use Apple Pay and Google Pay and Venmo, and I forget there was one, PayPal, I think is another one of the options. So yeah, I'm grateful.
Yeah, and they're I don't know if they're just providing the answer to staff, but they're going to see if there's any like surcharges or anything like that for the users if they're using those services to pay. But all in all, I mean, anybody that like you go and you pay like AES, and you use a credit card and you don't have it as like automatic billing or whatever. There's a charge for the check over the phone.
I was going to say, even now, like whenever I make a payment to them via credit card, like there's a charge for doing that. So there's charges for everything.
Yep.
So it will be a miracle if there's not. But even if there is, like just having the option
Yes.
is amazing. So
Yeah.
happy. The other thing that I really wanted to talk about was under their fire and safety section. They were giving an update, and one of the things that they mentioned was that they have recently dedicated 2 units, 2 officers to traffic.
Yeah, that's that traffic unit that was deployed this year. There's 2 officers. And, he mentioned that Don Webb has been seeing him out and about. And have you? I haven't really seen him, but I mean, we're both on the north side of Huber. Maybe that's the issue, is that we're focusing more on the south side. But to me, again, my 2 cents, 2 officers isn't enough for a traffic unit with a city our size.
Well, Cindy, That's okay because they're going to add 3 more in 2026, according to this report.
Yeah, they say that in 2026, the budget is going to call for 3 additional officers, but that's budget wise. If we can actually get them, recruit them, hire them while we keep all the ones that we have, then great.
Did you understand that to mean that they were going to add 3 additional officers to the overall police force, or 3 additional officers to that specific traffic unit?
To the police force. But they, well, and they said they're adding in another dispatcher. And then John went into specifics, just trying to clarify, just in case residents don't know, that like for special events and like Wayne games or the Rose, it's off-duty officers that are working overtime. And I already knew that. I'm not sure if not all of you guys did, but my issue is that we pay an ungodly amount of overtime. And with all the events and everything that we do have, and the amount of officers that we have, I feel like that whole work-life balance comes into play, and I think that we might have touched on it before, like how much the city just pays in overtime.
Well, I don't think we've talked a ton about it, but we could do an entire podcast about
Yeah,
just that.
yeah, we pay an ungodly amount of overtime, and I care about our police and fire, and I want to make sure that they're not getting burnout, and they have time to spend with their families and everything. And if we only have like 40 some odd officers that are supposed to be patrolling our streets 24/7, and we're like rotating through them, and then we have all these events that are on top of it for only that many officers, like that concerns me. And more public discussion needs to happen on that.
I don't think people are aware that it's an issue.
Well, people just think like, well, they're doing their best, and this is not. I'm not blaming any of the officers. Like that.
This is a resource management problem.
Yes, and so, this isn't downing our police department or the work that these guys do. Well, these men and women do every day, putting their lives on the line. And I just want to make sure that we're taking care of them because they're taking care of us.
Absolutely.
So
maybe we'll do a podcast on that at some point.
End rant.
Insane.
Do you want to
keep going?
Okay.
That's what I had from the city manager's report. So
yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, the city manager report was like really short and sweet. I just wanted to add my thoughts into it all. I know that Parks and Rec, they are requesting to have approval for a mini excavator for various uses that they have. I really didn't see a big deal with it. Did you have anything on that one?
nope.
Okay.
I said give it to them.
Yep. 2026 annual legislation. Since this is going to be a resolution, it passes just with one reading. Well, if they approve it. And that was like 3 pages. Did you look through that? I think it was like $700,000 for Coolidge Law. And that's just our law firm that's, like up there sitting on the dais and everything. There was additional like law firms and lawyers and everything in there. I know with the Coolidge Law, the renewal contract is like it equals out to be around $10 additional per hour, but I have no idea how many hours or what.
Oh, and he's asking for a raise.
Yeah, that's what that is. It's a 5% increase, which they said is roughly around $10 an hour. So, man,
Great.
I mean, we're spending, it seemed like over $1 million just in
No one blinked though.
legal. Yeah, I didn't hear any questions or anything about it. I'm gonna save the water thing for close to the end as well as the indoor.
I wanted to talk about the fire chief. He was talking about there was a specific thing he was asking for from Bound Medical Equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a pretty large price tag on it, but I think it's almost a necessity, and I cannot believe that given
We haven't had one
the rate. Well, we
for
have
everyone.
I was going to say we have one. It's basically if you think about like what a vending machine looks like, it's almost kind of like a vending machine, but they only have one at one particular station, and they really need one at every station, and it allows them to check out and store, like track and store certain supplies and drugs
Dangerous
that
drugs.
not everyone needs access to. So, and it's equipped with a refrigeration unit, which is part of the price tag because some of those things need refrigerated. So, and like I said, it's really difficult for me to believe that at this point we don't have that at every station, given our fire department's rating and the work that they do and the things that they deal with because of the lack of resources and how they have to deal with things because they're providing basically backup to other people like our EMS and our police units. So I just wanted to mention that in case you all are watching and you see it and you think, my God, that's a hefty price tag. It is a hefty price tag, but personally, I think that it's a necessity, and I can't believe that we don't have that for them.
Yep. It's just it's an expensive checks and balances in a sense, but also it's going to be able to store those dangerous drugs to where we're not just going to see like who took them out, but we're going to see like where they went and everything. So, and it's not just like the dangerous gloves. It's all kinds of equipment and things like that come out. So,
I guess it is supplies and stuff are in there as well.
yeah. So I just think that all in all, like I'm really hard pressed to not give police or fire or any of them anything that they're asking for. So you won't hear me complain very much about, oh, they're asking for something and we don't need to give it to them. Like, no, that's what keeps our community together is, making sure that we're safe and we're being taken care of. So we need to make sure that they're safe, take care of them.
You said you wanted to wait on water, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because that might be a minute. The PVS, that plastic mold injection, I think, is what it is on executive. I told you about how their business is expanding and everything. It was going to be 30 jobs over the next few years. And they just put in for CRA, and that's a 15-year tax abatement.
I had a question because
What?
Mark asked Jace, I think it was Jason, he said this was previously TIF'd, correct? So why would it have previously been TIF'd? Like the area that the business sits in was previously TIF'd? Is that what they were saying?
I watched this meeting like 3 days ago. So, the as far as I remember, Mark asking, he was asking if the CRA is just like going to continue on with that property, and because they already had a CRA,
Okay.
and the addition is they're buying additional land, so that wasn't it's not part of the old agreement. So anything that they add on, then they have to apply
In
for.
addition to.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if that is going to be TIF'd or not. So I'm not sure, but I know that, this isn't like a housing development or
Yeah.
anything like, that it's that we don't need. I feel this is a business, and the business is going to bring in that income, that can be taxed.
Go back and watch it at some point. Just said the words that he used was, "I know this project was previously TIF'd."
And it could have a TIF on the other, but I don't think that they're asking for that on this new edition. I think that they're just going to abate the taxes on the new edition.
Okay.
So, but like I said, it's still going to bring money into the city.
HIJK. I love K. I have some questions about this one.
Which one is it?
Soliciting bids.
Do you remember what that was for?
Yeah, the music.
Oh, that was the other thing that I wanted to talk about at the end, but we're pretty much at the end. So
well, we can talk about a couple other things before we do that, because there's also Buc-ee's, which they were going to put the liquor license approval on there for Buc-ee's, but they also mentioned that they're still on track for an opening date of late April, which I thought people might like to know.
Yeah, they might have the same opening date as maybe Wawa.
Someone asked me that the other day, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I've been seeing it going around on the Facebook pages. People are asking, and it's like, well, they're saying this and they're saying that, so I'm not going to say what they've said, because I know that it's not me guessing. So I'm just not going to put it out there. I'm just going to be like, I don't freaking know. Never. I don't know. So, but the site prep for the indoor music venue, I don't know if anybody remembers.
I remember.
But last week, they were talking about how the feasibility study needs to be done. They were just approving the basic development plan so that they could get the feasibility study, like the generics for it, to see if their plan and ideas and everything that Mimi is talking about with their numbers, if it's all going to be kosher and actually work. So I figured that we're waiting on that feasibility study before we do anything else.
You just answered my question.
So
is it normal to solicit bids without a feasibility study or having a detailed plan?
let me ask you this. Why are we soliciting bids on that basic development plan that we don't know from the feasibility study is accurate or not? Why would we put down a building pad if we don't know that that's going to be the actual size of the building? Maybe we need it bigger, maybe we need it smaller. The feasibility study is going to tell us. They could be like, you guys need more seating in there. The numbers ain't
The
working
math
out.
ain't mathin'.
Yeah. And so what? This is where it gets me so frustrated because it's like, why are we going to solicit bids for this? Like, if something
Do you want me to
changes,
guess?
because we already know, we're gonna just figure out a way to make it work and cross our fingers and hope
Or
for the
they
best.
already know who they're going to choose, and so it doesn't matter who they solicit bids from.
Yeah, but at least get the feasibility study done. You already know who you're gonna go with. Okay. I mean, that's not okay, but okay, whatever. Don't put it on the agenda now. Wait for that feasibility study to come out so the public can see it and then go and solicit bids. So to me, that's,
Pass backwards.
yeah, it's stupid. And I mean,
Are they in a hurry?
of course they are. Of course.
Why are they? But what would be the difference? Like, why are they rushing this part of it?
Anybody from the public know?
Why
Or
would
is that
they
just behind the scenes?
why would they be rushing this part of it? Because I can't wrap my brain around that one. Like, there's a lot of times that I feel like I can be like, I see what they're doing there. But honestly, like, unless,
I just think that they're wanting to hurry and start getting it moving right away, because when people see that there's actually movement on the indoor music venue, that might cause other businesses to start coming there.
can they start doing anything on that property until the feasibility study is finished? I mean, they can solicit bids, but can they actually start without it? Because they said that the detailed plan could be expected sometime in January-ish, I think is what they said. Can they do anything without the feasibility study or the detailed plan?
Well, the bidding is typically open for like several weeks or a month or whatever. So, and then we're going into the holidays. So they might,
Be trying to get it before that.
exactly, so that they don't have to wait for anything. Like as soon as they're ready to go with the detailed plan, then they've already got it
But they've
approved.
screwed themselves if things have to change because the feasibility study shows, because then they'll have to resolicit, right?
Or they just take that bid and then later on they come back for a supplemental appropriation or something because, oh, we ran into this problem. So we're going to have to increase the do not exceed limit.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. But yeah, it's just like, has anybody seen, I think I talked about this before too. Has anybody seen the land where the Dublin 7 is going, like in front of the True? Has anybody seen that on the agenda that we've approved that sale of land?
Oh, I haven't looked.
I have.
And it's not there.
No, it's still not there yet. So what's going on behind the scenes with that? Because last that I heard was months and months ago that we were trying to give away that land for $1 to them, basically. So what's being worked out that we don't know about? Like, we're approving all of these plans for them.
But the land is still not in anyone's, like, who owns that land?
The city.
Oh. So that would have been an easy fix. You would think.
Well, to me, I would think that as long as they get their basic development plan approved, because you want to make sure that what you're wanting there can actually go there. And so that was approved. So when we selling that land, for how much are we selling that land? Is any of the NCA fees that are going to be assessed helping to pay for that land or the construction of that restaurant? I would like to know. Like what benefits are we giving that here people are going to have to pay to developers and builders? So there's that. Last but not least is, and I saved it for last, is water rates are going up, which everybody loves.
Water rates are going up a lot, but it's because of planned investments, Cindy.
That's
They said it, not me.
I know. So, you know, Mark went over how like we purchased the water treatment back in 95 and how we've maintained it so well and we've taken great care of it. And somebody from Veolia was there and they agreed, and they're wanting to waive the second reading and pass with one reading this rate increase. They had a 6 to 9 month study with Waterworks and also Tri-Cities wastewater treatment. They're going up like 15%. They're passing that on to like the municipalities. So then the municipalities have to pass it on to us, plus additional. They talked about opening up a reservoir to be bigger to hold the water instead of like the 7 minutes it does now, like for 30 minutes, because it lets the iron settle. So it would decrease our cost for the iron filters. I can't remember what else he was saying, but basically a lot of this I feel like has to do with growth, you know, just like how
We're using more water. They're having to. So if we're using more water, it's putting more strain on the system. If it's putting more strain on a system that's now become slightly antiquated, then we have to upgrade the system.
well, and we always are having to upgrade and maintain, but
Listen, have you seen the video that's been going around where they show all of it's the Huber water video where I'm pretty sure it's a plumber that has done it, but he's like showing all of the water heaters and the sludge and grossness that is coming out of water heaters whenever he's.
yes, but that to me is standard with water heaters. If you're not, especially if you live in Huber Heights, you need to drain your water filter or your water heater twice a year, every 6 months.
That's
because
not
our
normal.
water is crap. But our water is safe per the EPA.
That's what I'm telling you, though. That's not normal. And the premise of the video is like, oh my God, like, look at this disgusting water coming out of this water heater.
Well, and some of it's sediment, and then it's like the anode rods, like
are
getting.
I mean, we all know that there's gross stuff that comes out of a water heater whenever you drain it, but some of it is absolutely overly disgusting too. So
well, and what bothers me the most really is like going back to the iron, and I know that a lot of the homes back here, if you're not cleaning your shower on a regular, all of the cracks are turning orange. They are orange. And, you're like, well, at least it's not mold and everything. But
Oh, I have that too.
I don't have, I mean, you know how I am about cleaning. So
But the thing
now
is,
you all can know.
I did what
More
you told me
finicky.
to do in my shower.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the way that the crevices exist in that shower that they installed,
Yes.
like after a week, like if I don't clean it once a week, like mold starts to develop under that. It's a week. Like how can mold start to develop after a week?
Yeah, I scrub it, and then after every shower, I use my handheld and I rinse the shower completely. And just every time I'm in there, I'm always cleaning like a shelf or something because it's easier to clean your shower when you're in the shower.
No
Trust me.
joke.
So, but yeah, it's gross, and I have to clean like the underneath of my faucets. I clean them once a week because they start.
Otherwise, you're brushing your teeth with that.
Yeah, like people go to where at your spigot where the water is coming out of your faucet, and just look up there, and ugh, it's something that
Take
people
an old
don't.
toothbrush with you because
Yes.
after you look at it, you're gonna want to clean it.
Yeah. Because, it's like everybody, they could be like me, to where every now and then, like you're trying to, like, here's your toothbrush and you got to put it under the faucet to get it wet. And here you accidentally hit up there and you don't think about it. And it's like, if you were to look up there, and I mean, that's not just Huber. I mean, that's going to be everywhere. But, still in Huber, like our water, maybe it's safe to drink, they say, but it is not good. It is not good.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So, and then here we're just going to be paying more and more. And, this was before you lived here, but it was several years ago. We talked about like how we were going to decrease taxes and keep the water rates low and all of that like is giving back to our residents. And where the heck is that? Because now, just in the
It
water
got
rate,
swallowed up by those planned investments.
yeah, that 15% that Tri-Cities is going to be charging us, that hits in 2026. So you're going to be paying an average of around $6 more just on the water side. That's not the sewer side. That's the water side from what I've heard. And then each year subsequent for the next 3 or 4 years after that, it's going up 7% annually.
He said that right now we are the fourth cheapest municipality out of 70.
Mm-hmm.
And after this, we will be the 16th cheapest.
Yeah.
So still in the bottom half is what he said.
But how high are the city taxes? Like there's a limit to them, and I'm pretty sure we're either at or we're damn close.
You're close
to the limit that they can charge for city taxes. So if we're at the highest, damn near for that, we should be paying low on top of our water being crap. So, and the sewer is going to be going up to 20% over the next 4 years. A 20% increase, followed by, let's see, 5 plus 7 is going to be 22. So that's going to be 2027. And then 29% total increase in 2028. And then I said 29, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and so then it goes to 35. Is that right? 36. 36% increase in the next year. So if you're broke now, be prepared to be more broke because it's
Be prepared to be destitute because of what you're paying for your water.
be prepared to ration. Like, don't throw the baby
Get
out
a
with the
rain barrel.
bathwater.
It's probably better than what you're going to get
Yeah.
from Uber.
Like, come grow with us. But you're gonna have a heck of a time paying your bills.
Oh my God.
So, especially at a time to where, there's so many families facing.
It's bad right now anyways.
Yeah, facing hardship. And I don't understand how people are able to make it right now. And I know that I've talked about community cares before, but I've got to say it again. Like Cindy and Scott Davidson and all that they do and all of the business partnerships and community events and the volunteers that, volunteer their time and everything into community care, that's what our community really needs in times like this, because we need people to understand that we care and that we are for them, and we're here for them, and it's not everything has to be an event for money. It can be
That's not what community is about.
Exactly. And that is 100% what Community Cares does, is that they know the challenges that the families in the community are facing, and they try to do everything they possibly can to love on kids and families and have free events for them to make lasting family memories and getting to know their neighbor and being there for one another. So I just wanted to brag on them again, because they're so important. I will say that I think it's December 3rd or December 6th. They're having the Christmas parade, and the Christmas parade is going to the new governance center, and Mark Campbell's Christmas tree is supposed to be there. That
He's so excited about.
Yes. He is set on that Christmas tree. So it's going to be a great time from everything that I've heard, and there's so many other things. There's a giving tree that Community Cares is doing. There is the Secret Santa, which I got me and my husband to be part of for this year. But yeah, if you guys want any additional information on like what Community Cares is doing, and what events that you can be a part of, or just because you want to volunteer, go to the Huber Heights Holidays and Traditions page, I believe, or just contact Cindy or Scott Davidson, and they can fill you in. They did not ask me to do this. I did not talk to them about this, but they 100% truly amazing people, and I know that they won't care.
No,
So
they'll love the plug.
Yes. So anything that you want to add other than this potato?
No.
She's a potato.
You want fat baby?
Do you want to say hi? Say hi. Look. Say hi.
Say no paparazzi. So that will be all for the November 17 work session. We will be back with a new podcast after.
I think we're going to do one right after this, just to touch on a topic that I said that I was going to touch on before.
This will be fun.
So, it's just going to be a BF, which is bitch fit.
So we'll see you soon.
Bye.